Welcome to the Owning Your Sexual Self podcast, a place for you to listen and explore all things surrounding sex positivity. I'm your host, Rachel Main, sex therapist and educator, intimacy coach, awesome wife to my husband, Danny, board of directors member and team leader with Pure Romance, and best of all, a work-from-home dog mom to my favorite pups, Bane and Tater. After starting my Pure Romance business, I quickly learned how much sexuality education was lacking within my community and how much shame was placed on things like fantasies, masturbation, and sexual dysfunctions. I'm on a mission to make this world a more sex-positive place, and with this podcast, I hope to reach thousands of people. I'll bring real-life experiences to the surface and normalize them by offering a non-judgmental view. If you can get down with that, then tune in every Monday and let's change this fucking world. What's up? So today we are talking about getting your groove back. Notice the title of the episode. I have here with me today my very, very close friend, Lisa Moss. She's also a Pure Romance consultant with me. She's a director with the company, who just promoted recently. And she is also recently divorced, and she's a mom of two. So she reached out to me a few weeks ago and was like, hey, I have this idea for a podcast episode. I would like to share with your listeners how I just handled this divorce and really worked to getting my groove back. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is an amazing topic. And I think it's something, she has so many good things. I'm literally peeking over here at her notes. She's here with me right now. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So, not only is she a Pure Romance consultant, but she's also an American Sign Language student. And she also teaches and nannies a couple, families a week that have, deaf children. So she is the most caring person, probably one of the most caring people in my life. She's a hugger. She noted that in her bio here. And so I think that just having that caretaker personality and also just adding the fact that she loves to hug people, knowing that, and then knowing that she is a woman that is going through divorce right now, and hearing her story and hearing how she's been able to overcome this very difficult time in her life, I think that I know you guys will get so much good information from her. So I'm excited. I know it's her first podcast interview, so that can be a little nerve-wracking, but we're excited. We're going to have some fun today. So, yay. Hi.
Hello.
All right, so Lisa, tell us a little bit. Just tell us first. Like, take me back to the moment where you realized like divorce was happening. And we'll start with the heavy stuff first and kind of get that out of the way. So, what was that like? Expected, not expected?
For sure. So it was definitely, for me, it was very unexpected. It was a complete shocker, and I think a big part of that was a serious lack of communication in my relationship. I know you talked about that previously on podcasts, whether it's with your sexual life, with your partner, with yourself, or in anything. Communication is so important, and this is a prime example of why. So he was unhappy and didn't tell me anything about it. So it was definitely a surprise. There was definitely some bad things that happened in the relationship, and he made some bad choices. That's not to say that it was completely his fault. There were things that he had against me, but the things is that I probably could have fixed them. I just didn't know about them. Mm-hmm. So yeah, definitely a shocker. And I was in denial for a long time. I didn't want to accept it. I didn't want it to be true, and I was trying my damnedest to make it like better, like to fix it, like let's go through couples counseling, let's go through let's get back on the train, like figure this out, we can work it out. And his intention going into it, letting me know about what he wanted, was never to fix the marriage. So unfortunately in today's world, especially with the COVID and everything, I think a lot of people are facing that same thing, and so I just wanted to share what I was doing to kind of get back to myself on that. So, first and foremost, I think the biggest step that I took was speaking to my therapist about that. And I know I don't have to tell you how amazing therapy is. I had already been seeing my therapist for a while, again, thanks to you. I had been with her for about a year and a half, and had gotten up to current events in my life, and then this happened, and so she was very, of course, able to help me through that. So I think for people who haven't been seeing a therapist, or who maybe are a little bit nervous about seeing a therapist, I would say have patience with that process. Check out multiple people. It's always hard to like find a therapist too. I feel there's because of the stigma, you can't just like post on Facebook like you would post like looking for a pediatrician or something like that. Like,
yeah.
Anybody got a pediatrician in the area that I can find? You post that, but like you don't usually see people posting for a therapist recommendations. So it's a little bit like undercover. It's harder to find one. So I would say like either talk to your healthcare provider, like your primary care physician, or ask your insurance who's like people in your area, and then go to more than one appointment. See more than one person. You're not going to click with the first person that you meet. And if you don't, that's okay. Don't give up on the process. I think therapy is super, super important, especially for something as difficult as divorce or big life-changing things like that. So, and then between your therapist and your primary care physician, don't be afraid to take medication. Anti-anxiety medication, antidepressant medication. Again, there's a stigma on that too. It doesn't make you a bad mom or a dad. It doesn't make you a bad person if you have to take some medicine to kind of help even things out. I had my own thoughts on that too, in terms of I was afraid that I didn't want to be taking a medication that wasn't going to make me present for my kids. I want to make sure that I wasn't like drugged out or sleeping all the time or something like that. And looking backwards now, I think it is what's helped me keep me so even. I've had so many people say like, you're getting through this so well. You're getting like, I don't know how you're managing this. I wouldn't be able to get out of bed. And I definitely had that time for myself as well, where I felt like I couldn't get out of bed, but just talking it through with my therapist and my friends, and the medication is what got me through that part. So that kind of brings me to my second point, is community. You need people. You need people around you. I'm fortunate enough to be with Pure Romance, with you and Andrea and Lex and my squad and the Sarahs. I have my people around me, and thankfully Pure Romance provided me that built-in community I already needed. Because when I was going through that, I felt uplifted. I felt held. I felt wanted from someone, just from my friends, and that was a big part. So if you don't have people around you, reach out to your family. Meet people.
Yeah, I mentioned that as your support squad. So having a therapist, having that friend, and there's some we all have, many friends, many acquaintances, but there always is that one person, or there's just those few people that you would literally share anything with, and that you can do that without having judgment, and having a fitness instructor, having a primary care physician, like you mentioned, so many things, and they all make up that support squad. But I know sense of community is so hard to find for some people.
For sure.
So you said in the beginning that you really felt like you were in denial. So can you share with them in the beginning, like what did that mean? What were your behaviors then versus how they are now? Because I've been with you throughout this, and I've seen such a transformation in the person that you are today versus even just a few months ago, and all of this when shit hit the fan, basically.
For sure. I can't believe it's only been a few months too that went by. It was slow and fast at the same time. So in the beginning, when I was in denial, I think it was mostly the hurt speaking, and not wanting my family to fall apart. A lot for the kids. And then I had to really do some evaluating and looking at, like, even though, yes, I want us to stay together as a family for my kids, I can't do that for myself. And then that's what he was talking about too. So my denial self was very much like, let's fix this problem. We're not doing this. I was not willing to let it go. But I still could feel like the darkness. There was like so much darkness around a relationship, and anger. And I decided within myself that I didn't want to hold on to that negativity anymore. And again, thankfully through Pure Romance, I have learned, and really with you, I've learned how to be positive, try to lead more of a positive lifestyle, and like always searching for the light. Right before the divorce happened, I had gotten through all of my like negative stuff that I had to get through in my life. I finally felt like I was reaching the surface, like swimming in a deep ocean and reaching the surface and finding the light. And then this happened, and I immediately like found myself getting sucked down again. So then that's when I realized, like, okay, it's time to let this go. if I want to get back to that light-filled place where I'm a happy mom towards my kids, I'm a happy person, which is really, I think, who I am, and I just got lost somewhere along the way in my marriage and my relationship.
Yeah.
So
would you say then, so the biggest challenge during that time was realizing that it wasn't just your fault, it wasn't just his fault, and realizing that you deserved more, and the family deserved more as a whole, to be able to go through this transformation, put yourself first, and start doing the things to incorporate more positivity in your life, and sort of transition out of that denial phase.
Yeah, for sure. It's so funny too, because I heard, you and Andrea and Lex, I heard these people telling me these things in the beginning, and I'm going like, no, like, and now I'm like coming back around to like, yep, they were right.
It's fine. Everything's fine. I'm fine. It's fine. Right? Like, it's so easy for us to get in that mentality, because you don't want to hear the hard stuff. Like, nobody wants to hear the hard stuff. And when we were talking before this, you have your support people that tell you these things, but you were saying you almost feel like we're biased because you're like, okay, you're my friend, you have to say that. And so hearing those third party perspectives from somebody like a therapist or primary care, it's so different and so needed, I think.
For sure.
Yeah.
And you have to find it within yourself, and that just takes time and patience.
Yeah. So therapy, community, your squad, all these things is kind of what helped you get through the troubling time. And now you had a fun weekend. I know I definitely want you to share with that. But what do you like, even just like your day-to-day things, what would you share with somebody that is really trying to basically convince themselves that, yes, this terrible thing happened, but I'm going to be okay. It's going to be okay. What things would you tell them?
Oh, that's my favorite part. So, I definitely, first of all, I want you to know that it's totally okay if you feel like you can't get out of bed. Respect that time. I needed that time too. I went through that period of where I felt like I couldn't get out of bed. You have to make sure that it's not lasting, but let yourself be sad. It's okay. That's going to help you move on. It's going to help you get past it. And then, of course, getting back to your routine. And I know not everybody is this way, but I'm someone who finds a lot of strength and help and peace in a routine. If I'm not in my routine, I am not about it. And that's one thing that causes me to stay in bed is when I'm not paying attention to my routine. If I'm in my routine, then I am like up, taking the kids to school, going to the gym, like getting to work, sitting down at my desk and doing my things. And that definitely helps. For me, one of the biggest things that helped was positive affirmations. And that was something I've been practicing for a long time with my therapist. I have them put on sticky notes on the dashboard of my car, so I see it every single time I'm in my car. For a while, I had them on like the mirrors in a dry erase all over my house. At the beginning of quarantine, I was so like stuck in this place of I can't do social selling. This is not going to work for me. This is like the end of my business. All that was negative talk, and I'm telling myself that, and so myself is then believing it. So then I had to switch it up and write things that may not be necessarily true right now, but that I will eventually see it enough, and then I will start to believe. So right now in my car, my dashboard, it says I am confident, I can do this, I can get through this. And those are things that I'm going to keep practicing until I fully believe that. One of my biggest things that I love that my therapist taught me, it was instead of switching from a negative thought to a positive thought, sometimes that can feel like a big leap. We switch to a neutral thought. So go from a negative thought to something that is just neutral. Maybe it's just true. It's just a true statement. I am a good person. I am a helpful person. Those are things that I know to be true about myself. And when somebody takes away things from you, which is what happened in my case, what happened in the divorce, I had a lot of negativity thrown at me, and it was just him trying to tell me his story of how he got to this point. But to me, it just felt like, you're a bad mom. You're an ugly person. You're fat. I don't love you. I don't want to be with you. It was just negative. And so that's all that I was believing. And so I had to step away from that and just start with like a neutral point and be like, I know that I am this. So that's positive affirmations. They definitely work. And I think I I think enough people don't give them credit. Like, that's like, it's a little woo-woo.
It sounds cliche.
It does. But it's not. It really does work. So definitely give those a try. And then after it's over, work on yourself. Let go of the dark. Let go of that anger and find the light. That was the biggest thing for me, is letting go. The darkness and the anger is not serving you. Mm-hmm. It's not going to save your marriage at this point. You've already been told that you're done. And if you're not done, if you're in the case of a divorce that you're working on it, that's fantastic. It's kind of a different story than this. But if you are in a situation where it's definitely done, or maybe you're the person that wanted the divorce and you don't want to be with your partner, that's okay too. Mm-hmm. And you might still go through some of these same emotions, because it still is an ending and it's still a big change. So let go of the anger, let go of the darkness, and then start evaluating. That's the kind of the next step that I took after letting go and finding the light and helping myself with the positive affirmations, was evaluating what I needed to change.
Okay. For yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What did you find throughout that time?
Well, I kind of first took a look at the things that he was saying to me and deciding what had merit and what didn't. So for him, what had merit might be like, he was saying that I'm selfish. Well, I'm not selfish, but in that time that I was working on myself, I was no longer paying attention to him. And yes, the kids, but just through daily stuff. I was obviously still taking care of them, but I was so focused on myself that I wasn't paying attention to anything else. So that maybe has a little merit. But what I also need to realize is that that's what I was in therapy for. Mm-hmm. I've fixed that solution, so now we can move on. So take a look, and then obviously him saying I'm fat. Yes, I am overweight, and that's body shaming and stuff like that. But I do also need to be healthy. We don't want diabetes, that it does run in my family. We don't want heart disease, it does run in my family. So yeah, I don't need to, I'm never going to be skinny. I've never have been skinny, but maybe I should hit the gym. Not in the way of not in the way that he thinks I should, but just for me and for my kids, really, too.
Yeah.
So, and then whatever doesn't have merit or what doesn't serve you, then just chuck that out the window. You don't need that shit. So, and then evaluate what you didn't like, what I didn't like. Mm-hmm. So what I didn't like about him. I'm now going to make sure that any other relationship I'm moving forward to, if you choose to have a marriage or have another relationship or whatever you want in your next steps, evaluate what you don't want in a partner. I don't want someone who doesn't communicate with me. Mm-hmm. I don't want someone who doesn't want me to be with me. Our sex life, at first I thought it was good. So when I was thinking back about our sex life, I was like, oh, I always thought we had great sex. I always had an orgasm, and I thought that we fit well together and that kind of thing. But then I really kind of picked it apart. No, let's think about this. I realized within myself, I am someone who really likes sex, and I want it more than once a day. Mm-hmm. And we were having, sometimes for a while, it was once a month. Mm-hmm. And that was not meeting any kind of standard for me. Yeah. And it probably wasn't for him either, but we weren't talking about it. Mm-hmm. So moving forwards in a relationship and another relationship, I want to find somebody who can't keep their hands off of me. Mm-hmm. I think we deserve that, if that's what you want.
Yeah.
And again, communication. I'm going to make sure that I'm not finding another him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's the last thing. Let me go out in this dating world, which I feel like is a whole nother podcast episode of just dating in general and dating in today's world. But
for sure.
I love that you're talking about that evaluation, because I think when anybody goes through something trying like this, it's okay, you want to take that step back and reflect on what happened and what you want to do better for the future, what you want better for the future. And so being able to find those things for yourself, yes, if it is a matter of being healthy, okay, I'm going to start eating better. I'm going to start going to the gym. You were starting to do those things anyways. Mm-hmm. Continue to be positive. So maybe I'm going to start listening to more audiobooks. Maybe I'm going to attend conferences with motivational speakers. Maybe I'm going to start reading more. And you mentioned, during that time when you were focusing on yourself and maybe not paying much attention to him or the kids, but now you you already know I'm an advocate of like always putting yourself first, whether you're a mom or not, but being able to do that in a way that you're still encompassing the other people around you, because we know if we continue to let those things pour inwards, if we're, again, I'll use my vase analogy, which is my most favorite, if we're continuing to let that water fill into our vase, eventually it's going to flow over into the other people around us. And that's what's happening, because you're okay, so tell us about so you tip just a little bit. You tipped your toe into the dating pool. Tell us about that, because I'm sure there was a lot of thoughts around that, like what the fuck is happening?
For sure. That's yeah, we could do a whole podcast episode on that, because when Andrea first talked me into, it did not take her very long to talk me into it. She just kind of suggested, like, maybe you should, because what was taken away from me was a big chunk of my confidence. Mm-hmm. I felt like I was never going to find love again. I felt like no one else is going to want me. You know, if he's this person who I thought was my partner is telling me, like, you're this, this, and this, and all these negative things about myself, how is there going to be anybody else out there who's going to feel that way about me? And fortunately, the dating app did just that. It solved that problem. Like, I had flooded with inboxes of people mm-hmm. telling me, you're very beautiful. I love your lips. I love your boobs. I love your booty. And I'm like, what? Mm-hmm. Me?
Tell me again. What else do you like?
What? And then, of course, you have to, so I say that, like, if you're going to dip your toe into the dating world and of course, with, like, Bumble and, like, all those apps and stuff like that, you have to take it with a grain of salt, because mm-hmm. there are those guys that are just saying those types of things to get something out of you. That's not necessarily a bad thing.
Right. Like, I will listen to all of your positive things about my body all day.
For sure.
And then I will choose if I'm going to sleep with you or not.
Exactly. And then remember that you're going to see a lot of dick pics, because that's what they're like, you know, what do you think about this? And I'm like, it's a dick.
A dick's a dick.
Exactly. So that's why I say take it with a grain of salt. But that confidence that I was lacking was immediately pushed back into my face, and then it allowed me to start accepting those things about myself, mm-hmm. because I was having some complete strangers tell me nice things about me, and then I'm going on dates and it made me feel better about myself. And there's something about even just getting ready for a date. It's very mm-hmm. exciting. You're like shaving your legs, you're washing yourself, putting on perfume, maybe putting on a matching pair of bra and panties, which, that makes you feel like you can conquer the world, right? So there's that part of it too that helps put back in the confidence in myself, or find the things that I lost. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's been fun, and now I'm kind of starting to let my freak flag fly. Which I think is really the point that I wanted to get to about owning your sexual self in a post-divorce life, mm-hmm. is, again, with that evaluation in your sex life, evaluating what you didn't like, and now maybe find something new about yourself. Mm-hmm. I have been on this journey of, like, where I'm finding things that I think my relationship was a little vanilla, and I didn't know I was into that. Mm-hmm. So you gotta find it and embrace it, because when you do go into that next relationship, it is going to be so much better. It is going to be that relationship where your partner can't keep your hands off of you, and vice versa, mm-hmm. because you took the time to find out what you like sexually and not sexually. Emotionally, you took the time to find those things out. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be a better connection. At least I hope it's going to be. I think it will.
Yeah, it will. Manifesting.
Absolutely.
Because we're not settling.
For sure.
For sure. You're taking all this time to figure out what you want for both yourself, what you want in another relationship, what you want in a sexual relationship. And it's like, we don't go through all that hard work and mm-hmm. discovery just to be like, well, you'll do.
Exactly.
This seems all right.
For sure.
Awesome. Anything else that we didn't mention that you...
Yeah, I think my notes went a little bit out of order, but I did want to just, like, touch on some other things that helped me, and I know you'll appreciate this one. One of the steps that I was taking to help myself feel good about myself and just get better was masturbation.
Woo! Yes, I'm raising the roof.
Lots and lots of masturbation. And again, when you're home, there's lots of time for activities. I like when you say that. So that's the best part about working from home now is there's tons of activity time, especially in the morning, which that's where I had this thought on all of this stuff. Originally was listening to your podcast on masturbation and morning sex.
Nice.
When you said that, I was like, oh yes, that's right. When I was masturbating in the morning, I did feel better throughout the day. You're so right.
Start your day off right.
And explore porn. It's going to help you find out what you're going to be into, which is helpful.
Yes.
So let me see. And then...
I could see you watching porn with your notebook, like, oh, I'd like to try that. Like making notes. I cannot say that I have not done that myself, so no shame.
That is the type of person that I'm like, I gotta make a quick note about this.
Pause, rewind.
Definitely. How did the position go? Like, let me write that down.
Where does my right leg go? What is my foot doing? What do I do with my hands?
That's always the hard part. Where do I go with my hands? That was me this weekend. I don't know what to do with my hands. Oh, so funny. So, give yourself time. That was probably my end cap. Just give it time. And it's a timeline that is for you. You make up that timeline. I make up that timeline. It can't be what anybody else says. Even that squad, that the people that are closest around you, they might be telling you, like, you need to have this amount of time before you start dating, or you need to have this amount of time before you get into a serious relationship, or go do it right away so you can get it. None of that, what everybody else says, matters. You have to find that within yourself, what you feel is right on the inside. And unfortunately, no one can tell you that but you. And I can't even say, like, well, what was a good amount of time? It's going to be different for everybody. For me, it was from then till now.
Yeah, exactly. So if we recap everything, so first off, like allowing yourself to feel the sadness, and then transitioning that sadness into anger, and allowing yourself to be angry, because who wouldn't be angry? And then taking that time, however much time, little or as much as you need, to be able to do that self-discovery and that evaluation time. So contacting your support squad, doing the things that you need to do, figuring out what you want for the future, and then doing the things that are gonna basically create that for yourself. I think that's great. And do a boudoir shoot.
Oh yes. That's right. That was one of the things too that I found. My therapist was trying to help me build my confidence and strengthen that confidence within myself, because again, I don't want to find that from an outside source. I need to find that within myself. So she asked me, what is one of the places that you feel confident? And it took me a while to, like, I don't know. I don't ever feel confident. I don't know. And I was like, no, that's not true. And I realized, and actually the first time was with you. We did when you're doing your flash sale, and we did our live lingerie show. I felt fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just because you guys are like, oh, that piece looks so good on you. Like, that was it blush. When I wore blush that first time, I was like, oh, okay. I'm feeling this. Hello. Who are you? And putting on lingerie, I had so many people contact me from my boudoir shoot, who were like, wow, you look so amazing. You're so brave. I would never be able to do that. I'm like, no, yes, you can. Our lingerie is so beautiful. When you put it on, it's giving me chills. I have so many chills, like goosebumps talking about it. When you put it on, it just feels good. It's soft. The material is really good. So then you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, oh, wow, this, you know what? I'm like touching the lingerie. It feels really good. And then I had my friend took pictures of me in a boudoir fashions like photo shoot, and I was a little bit nervous at first, but I couldn't have done it in a better way, because I was just surrounded by my girlfriends and they were telling me all the awesome things about myself, but then I'm seeing it visually on the photo as well. Whether it's like, it doesn't matter if it's like good lighting or like I haven't even seen the edited shots yet, and I'm already in love with what I've seen, so I know it's not the editing. It doesn't matter. It's the lighting. It's how you felt in that moment. And then that helped me realize and made me feel beautiful about myself. Beautiful. I didn't say that right. Beautiful about myself, to then to go on and project that confidence out and about. So yeah.
And I know they've heard me say it before. Put on some lingerie. It doesn't have to be for somebody else. It can be for your own damn self.
Yep.
But the confidence that you instill in yourself when you're especially putting on a piece that you love, you bought it for yourself because you love it. You didn't buy it for somebody else. that is like just a whole nother level. And I love when you're like, the first time was actually with you. Like, hello, lesbians. Just kidding.
Oh, that's so funny. But it's not meant to hit the floor. It's for you and for your damn self. I swear to God, sex is better when you wear lingerie. And then so people are like, oh, are you like sharing these? And I told my mom, she's like, don't share these with the people you date. And I'm like,
bye, Karen.
I know. Jesus. I rolled my eyes at her. I was like, okay, Mom, whatever you say.
Gosh.
So there was a little bit of sharing, but mostly it was for me. It was the boudoir shoot was for me. It gave me confidence. It served its purpose.
Yeah. Awesome. And that was just a few days ago. So
yeah, I highly recommend that.
Yeah. I also highly recommend it. Top 5 most empowering things that I've done in my life for sure was doing boudoir shoots.
I think it's my number 1 right now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
More to come.
Nice. All right. So how can if somebody is listening and they want to find you, what's the best way for them to find you through social media?
Yes, I'd love to chat. As I said, I'm a hugger and a helper, so feel free to reach out. On Facebook, it's just Lisa Moss. My private VIP group is all about the LOVE with Lisa Moss. And my TikTok and my Instagram, all those handles are the same. It's Lisa Moss the Boss.
Cute. So cute. Awesome. Well, thanks, Lisa. I know this was definitely fun. I hope the nerves are gone now. Now it's just turned into goosebumps because you're like, fuck yeah. But I know that there's a lot of people that are either, one, listening to this that might be in a marriage that they feel unhappy, and I know that you've probably inspired them to be able to either communicate with their partner about what is not going well for them, or if it's past the point of repair, maybe filing for divorce, who knows. But then if somebody is listening that's going through divorce currently, you have so many things. I know that if I'm listening, I'm like, okay, purchase Post-it notes, get a therapist, tell my friend that shit is not okay right now. Like, yes. There's so many helpful things in here. So awesome. Well, as you heard, you can find Lisa on all those social feeds, and let us know if you have any questions. And until next time, keep owning your sexual selves. Yay! Thank you so much for listening today and helping me change the world by spreading sex positive awareness. If you love the show, please subscribe so you never miss an episode, and leave a review for others to see. If you want to see me on the daily, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram under Rachel Main, or check out my Linktree website in the show's bio for direct links to all my pages. You can also shop my Pure Romance store or become a Pure Romance business owner yourself by visiting pureromance.com/RachelUC. Thank you again so much. Until next week, go out there and own your sexual self.